In this project, what I like to do is show you how to draw a simple autumn tree using a Sharpie marker and watercolor paints. And I have these sheets that show you the trunk of the tree, and on this side is the foliage or the leaves. And you're going to pick out which kind of tree you'd like to do and what colors you'd like to use. To begin this autumn tree, what you're going to do is take one of these sheets that says tree trunk ideas on one side, then on the other side is the foliage or the leaf ideas. And I'm going to pick this idea, the kind of knotty twist kind of coming up here, and draw that out in pencil first and then use a Sharpie marker to darken it in. And I'm going to make it a little more complicated than this. And when you draw your tree, have about 6 limbs on it at least. And what I'm going to do is draw it from about an inch up on the paper to a little bit over halfway on the paper here, maybe 2/3 or in between there, and give yourself that room. Next, what I'm going to do is take a Sharpie marker and make these lines on the tree trunk really dark and on the tree limbs coming up, and make it kind of like it's twisted, so it's a little bit more complicated than this. But you can do what you'd like to do. Next, what I'm going to do is pick out one of these foliage or leaves to draw on this side here. And I kind of like this one down in the corner, and so I'm going to kind of modify that to fit this tree and kind of fill it right to the edge of the paper and draw it out in pencil. Next, what I'm going to do is darken it in with this Sharpie, get the edge there. And also you can see that the tree, the base of the tree to the top limb is just a bit over halfway on the paper. So let me darken in the outline of the leaves. Now I'm going to divide up the tree into different areas. I'm going to have 4 to 6 different areas where I'm going to put color. But this area down here, I'm going to make it a dark, maybe a cool color like blue or purple. And so I'm kind of just figuring that out. And then I see it might come across to here, and so we'll just put a little bit more down here. And that's the first area. And the second area, I'm going to kind of come up into here. And this will probably be, red or orange. Probably a red. And I'm just kind of dividing it up like this. And then let's make this the orange area right here. And just kind of come around here like this. And what I'm going to do is make this last area, let's put a little spot of yellow here, a spot of yellow here, so we can have that. And then I'm going to start painting. Now to add the paint, I'm going to start with the purple first. This area here, it's going to be purple, and you're going to stipple it or use pointillism and use just the paint and dot it on there. And what I'm going to do is get it wet and use lots of water, very little pigment so that it doesn't get sticky. But then I add this to it, and I'm just going to dot it and put little dots of paint on there in little spots. Next, what I'm going to do is do red dots in this area right here, coming down here because red's next to purple on the color wheel. Please make sure that your paints are dry before you start doing that so you don't put your hand in wet paint. Next, I'm going to do the orange in here and then the yellow here and finish up this part of the tree. Now I'm going to make a horizon. It's kind of like a little bit of a mountain in the background, and I'm going to darken it with this pencil. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put water, just clean water on top of it, and then I'm going to touch that water with yellow paint and let that bleed up, and then orange paint a little bit, and then red, and so it creates a sunset in the background. Start out with your clean water and just make a line of that right across the top like this, and then put your yellow in it and it'll bleed up, and then your orange and your red. So here's the final tree. What I did is I started out with a trunk and split off the limbs, and I had at least 6 different branches coming off it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I drew the outline of the foliage or the leaves, and then I divided it up and put the colors in there. And then at the very end, what I did is I put a horizon and put the water down and had the colors bleed up. So choose which kind of tree you want to do and really fill the page and see what you can do with it.